We are down to the final four of the 2026 World Cup, and the stakes in Atlanta could not be higher. You are going to hear a lot of tabloid noise this week. The media is aggressively selling 60 years of historical rivalry, bringing up 1966, 1986, and 1998 at every opportunity. They are also leaning heavily on the emotional angle of a last dance for the tournament's top scorer. But we need to look past the hype. This comparison table shows the reality of their 2026 paths. Both of these squads are severely exhausted and missing key pieces. Neither team reached this stage through free-flowing dominance. They got here by surviving brutal 120-minute physical slogs against Switzerland and Mexico. Our objective today is to map out the objective tactical win conditions and the trade-offs facing both sides, giving the analytical fan and the sports investor a clear picture of what to actually watch for. Winning this match requires surviving a brutal tactical clash of contrasting philosophies. Avenging the ghosts of the past will not put goals on the board. The core conflict on the pitch comes down to one specific dynamic: transition speed against possession control. Argentina uses a methodical, diamond midfield system to dictate pace and generate high ball control, feeding precise passes forward. However, this rigid structure leaves them highly vulnerable to fast transition counters when they lose possession. England attacks that exact vulnerability. They utilize a high-transition, physical midfield pivot to violently disrupt their opponent's control. This setup allows England to create rapid counterattacks and establish absolute dominance in loose ball duels. The trade-off for England is that this forces long periods of low possession. They must maintain intense defensive concentration to avoid conceding critical fouls near their own penalty box. Whoever successfully forces the opponent into their preferred midfield pacing, chaotic speed versus methodical control, will dictate the flow of the entire match. Moving up to the offensive lines, Argentina employs a singular attacking funnel strategy. Putting nearly every offensive play through one 39-year-old playmaker gives them an unmatched creative ceiling, yielding a tournament-leading 8 goals so far. But an extreme reliance on an aging player, who is also carrying a minor eye injury, causes severe defensive imbalances the moment possession drops. England counters with a highly fluid system built on unpredictable goal sources. They rely on fluid, late-arriving runs from the midfield, playing off the central striker. This distribution has resulted in 6 goals each for their 2 primary attackers. England's vulnerability here is isolation. If opposing center-backs successfully cut off the central striker, England's build-up play immediately becomes sluggish and disjointed. Argentina relies on singular genius. England relies on unpredictable fluidity. The defense that loses its focus first will concede the deciding goal. We have to factor in attrition. Both teams are carrying heavy legs from their grueling knockout paths. This quadrant chart maps the toll on the rosters. England survived previous rounds playing with 10 men, losing Quansah to suspension. Argentina barely survived extra time against Switzerland, while heavily relying on an older starting 11. Heavy legs and mental exhaustion will completely redefine how the final 30 minutes of this match are played. Starting tactical structures will inevitably degrade. That shifts the burden entirely to the manager's game management. As energy drains from the field, bench depth and late impact substitutes become the primary win conditions. This match won't be decided by the starting 11. It will be decided by which manager can better plug the leaks in an exhausted squad during the final third of the game. We can synthesize this matchup into a single collision: England's explosive physical resilience against Argentina's emotionally unified game management. This decision tree maps momentum. Path A, an early English goal breaks Argentine possession, favoring an English win via counters. Path B, Argentina controlling the first half compounds English fatigue, letting a superstar win it late. For the tactical viewer, your assignment is the central midfield. Watch exactly how space is managed between the defensive pivot and the opposing playmakers. For the sports bettor, your assignment is evaluating the high probability of the both teams to score market. The logic here is clear. You have a combination of elite, in-form scorers facing off against severe defensive fatigue. Clean sheets are statistically improbable today. Youth and transition speed give an objective edge over a full 90 minutes. But deep tournament experience makes predicting a shutout impossible. Watch for the chess match and ignore the ghosts of 1986.